For weeks, the underground tunnel remained sealed. Nobody entered. Nobody spoke publicly about what happened. But online, rumors spread quickly. People claimed the missing investigator was still alive. Others believed something underground had taken him. Then suddenly, a new video appeared online, uploaded anonymously. No title, no description, just raw footage. The video began in darkness. Heavy breathing echoed through the tunnel. A flashlight flickered weakly. And then, a familiar voice spoke, the missing investigator, alive. At first, he sounded exhausted, terrified. He whispered that he had become separated from the team. But moments later, his tone changed completely. He began describing things. Deep underground, massive chambers, strange symbols glowing on walls, and sounds coming from beneath the floor itself. Then the investigator said something nobody expected. We were wrong. This place isn't abandoned. Suddenly, a loud metallic noise echoed through the tunnel. The flashlight shook violently, and somewhere in the darkness, something moved. Fast, far too fast to be human. The investigator began running, breathing harder, panic rising. And just before the footage ended, a deep voice whispered directly behind him, "You should not be here." The video disappeared less than an hour later, but millions of people had already seen it. Forums exploded overnight. Some believed it was fake. Others were convinced the footage was real. But investigators focused on one detail: the background sounds. Audio experts isolated the recording, and hidden beneath the static, they discovered another voice. Not the investigator, something else, repeating the same phrase over and over again. Still below, authorities officially denied everything. They claimed the footage was digitally altered, but that explanation collapsed quickly because several analysts confirmed the tunnel shown in the video was real, and it matched the abandoned facility beneath the forest perfectly. Soon after, a second expedition was organized. This time, they came heavily prepared. Military equipment, thermal drones, motion scanners, everything. But the deeper they entered, the stranger things became. Temperatures dropped suddenly. Equipment glitched constantly. And multiple team members reported hearing whispers through their headsets. Whispers that didn't come from radios. Then one drone captured something horrifying. Far ahead in the darkness, dozens of figures stood silently, inside a massive underground chamber, not moving, not speaking, just watching. The team froze immediately. Nobody understood what they were looking at. The thermal drone showed shapes, tall figures, human-sized, but strangely, their body temperatures were completely wrong, almost cold. One investigator believed they might be mannequins or old mining equipment. But then, one of the figures moved, slowly, turning its head toward the drone. Seconds later, the video feed exploded into static. Every monitor shut off at once. Lights flickered violently underground. And somewhere deep inside the chamber, a loud metallic sound echoed again. 3 short tones, 1 long tone. Then the whispers started, not through radios, directly behind them. Several team members later claimed the voices sounded familiar. Friends, family members, people they trusted, calling them deeper underground. Panic spread instantly. One investigator ran into the darkness. Another dropped his flashlight completely. And then, the tunnel lights died. Everything became black. When emergency lights finally activated, one team member was missing. No footprints, no screams, nothing. just empty darkness. The surviving investigators escaped, back to the surface immediately. But according to official reports, their behavior afterward became disturbing. Several refused to speak entirely. Others claimed they continued hearing whispers for weeks. One man reportedly locked himself inside his apartment for days, terrified that something followed him home. Meanwhile, the leaked footage spread worldwide, and people began noticing hidden details, symbols carved into walls, strange sounds in the background, and shadowy figures standing motionless. Behind the investigators, but then internet users discovered something worse. The symbols underground matched ancient carvings found in completely different countries, different continents, different civilizations, yet somehow the exact same markings. Some researchers proposed a terrifying theory. What if these tunnels were never built by modern humans at all? What if something underground had existed long before civilization itself? Days later, the forest was closed permanently. Military fences surrounded the area. Satellite images became blurred, and all official documents disappeared. But despite the lockdown, people nearby still report strange things. Lights moving through trees at night, low humming sounds underground, and whispers coming from empty tunnels. Then one final recording appeared online, only 20 seconds long, no image, only audio. At first, there was silence. Then slowly, the familiar tones returned. 3 short, 1 long, and after several seconds, a voice whispered, "We are awake." The recording ended instantly after, but hidden inside the audio file, investigators later discovered coordinates pointing far beyond the forest, far beyond the tunnels, leading toward another location entirely, another place hidden underground. And maybe that's the most terrifying part, because whatever existed beneath that forest might not be trapped there at all. It may already exist in other places around the world, waiting, watching, hidden beneath us this entire time.